Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to Sam and Max Hit the Books. I'm Max.
And I'm Sam.
And we're here to review the comics that came out on the 26th of February in 2018. Before we start, really quick, just want to mention that when I was at the store this week, I did ask them to stop pulling Bloodshot and New Mutants for me.
Right. Drop report.
I didn't really know at the time that Hickman was also done with New Mutants. I think maybe I had known that in the past, but so it works out nicely anyway.
It does work out.
So that's that. But we're going to start with the last issue of New Mutants that we'll be mentioning on the show. Issue 8 by Ed Brisson and Marco Faia. You know what? I bought it because they were pulling it for me. I skimmed this issue. Didn't really read it too closely.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't too related to
anything.
The worst of the New Mutant subplots. It's just a little bit of tie-up for the drug cartel plot. And yeah, they tied it up with a no problems there. Just go in and sell drugs to the competition cartels, so that this cartel that made so much trouble for them will just be beaten out, humiliated. They won't be able to do anything anymore.
They gave drugs to the other cartel in order to solve the problem?
Or sold drugs to the other cartel? I don't know how,
but got drugs to the other cartel.
Yeah, do business with the other guys to get rid of these guys. So, it was okay.
The X-Men are like villains now, and I don't know what's going to come of this. But yeah, I didn't read it, so I don't really feel comfortable assigning it a number rank. So what would you give it?
I'd give it a 4.
Cool.
Next up, we have issue 1020 of Batman Detective Comics. That's by Peter J. Tomasi and is it Francis Walker?
No, Brad Walker.
Brad Walker.
Remember, he was on the detective for a minute. He's Mr. Draw Batman's eyes with reflections, which I continue to love.
He does do a very good job.
Yeah.
And this is the Two-Face one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Two-Face.
New Two-Face.
Back. And yeah, he's new and even gruesomer than ever.
I guess he only had his face scarred before in this continuity. And
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, now has had his entire body scarred, and he's like really leaning into the total bipolar, paranoid, schizophrenic.
Right, like when he freaks out after the coin comes up, the clean side after he had just decided to kill a guy.
Right, you don't usually see that in a Two-Face.
Yeah, so it was all right. Batman's hunting him down. He knew it was Two-Face right away.
Two-Face has got a cult now.
Two-Face has got a cult now. He's putting a coin on everyone's tongue, which that page looks awesome.
Yeah.
But it took me forever to realize that these were all different people in every frame.
Right.
And he wasn't just force-feeding somebody a bunch of quarters.
At first I thought some of them were coins and some were like gross wafers.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet all the guys who got the coin in their mouth from the clean hand are much happier than the guys who got the coin in their mouth from the gross hand.
Probably. But we'll see where this goes. Two-Face stories can be good.
Can.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd give this a 6.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 for the art. It's like, it's pretty good. It's good.
It's all right. It's Batman.
Moving on to issue 5 of The Last God, the book where I forget almost everything that's happened in the previous issues before I read another one.
Yes. This time I was smart enough to read the story so far bit, which did help.
I bet it did. I didn't do it in this, although I did do it for another book we're reading later. But, yeah, I mean, the best part of this was the lore.
The lore is great. The whole how the gods were made and the void.
And how gross all the gods were, even though most of them were technically like not evil gods.
No, they seemed ambivalent.
No, they're just they're bloodborns. It's extremely Cthulhu-esque.
But yeah, the one making more with the void.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah. I remember all the names. Angluthia.
Right, and the void they made like Ang Hodel.
So the thing that I am wondering is there going to be some revelation where like man is actually the descendant of the evil one, like the void?
Well, I think they say that the flowers are now the flowers are the descendant of the half void, half god thing.
Right.
So
I did get that, especially on the last page, and that especially it's focusing in on the guy when it's talking about, it would be through them, the broken, twisted corpses of his kin. But what corpses are being broken and twisted by
corpses.
all of the flower things? It's
Right.
all these dead
Man.
people.
Yeah, definitely.
So I still think that we're going to get some sort of it turns out man is like the evil descended race or something
That's
along
been
those lines.
taking over the world for so long.
So this is cool. It's good Bloodborne / Dungeons and Dragons, and it's also a 6.
It is a 6, and I totally agree that the lore is the best part.
Lore is sweet, and the art on those pages is very cool.
Yeah, it is. Next up, issue 4 of Punisher Soviet.
Feels like it's been a while.
It does.
Yeah.
That's by Garth Ennis and Jackin Burrows.
I think it's Jason.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jason Burrows.
Yeah.
And this one, it's par for the course.
Yeah, this one, the most interesting stuff is the mob boss wife and their long interrogation of her, but it's all very much like one long conversation punctuated by some Punisher action on each end of the book.
Yeah, that's true. So it is interesting that her part is the interesting part when the bookends are the Punisher stuff that you're used to.
Well, I still think that the book is doing an interesting job of really driving towards some sort of weird eventual showdown between Frank and this Soviet killer guy.
Right, Stolfowski.
Sovalsky. Because, even though they haven't done anything yet to, really get in each other's way or be anything but bros, everything about it is, with the narration, all seems like it's leading to, them showing down is going to be the big thing for this series.
Yeah, that's true. Living less for Frank Castle to do, but be an observer and helper.
Right.
Which is interesting, but I still continue to enjoy it, and I would give this also a 6.
No, I'm with you. It's a 6. It's not the most exciting issue of a Garth Ennis Punisher comic I've ever read.
No,
It's
and the
doing
last
the
issue
job.
had such shocking moments.
Right. Moving on to issue 8 of X-Force by Benjamin Percy and Bazaldua.
Yeah.
This is another single name person. So it turns out that fake reverse Domino doesn't really get a name because...
Doesn't last very long.
Yeah, it turns out there's lots of them, and killing them is slowly allowing Domino to regain her luck powers.
Yeah, but the rest of them aren't so reversed.
Right, it seems like a lot... Well, yeah, it's weird, just how much of it is, growing more pieces versus applying pieces of her to things, and why would stuff that's grown, based on her cells, be still draining luck power away? It's very weird.
It is weird.
To quantify.
And the word flesh factory comes up so much in this issue. It's 30 times. That's an exaggeration, but still.
It is a lot. It's very grim. But the best part is the double-page, 4-panel bit where we get Colossus jumping outside of a train so that he can derail it from the front.
Yeah, that was very cool.
That was the shit. And then Domino finally dies so that she can, be reborn in a totally new body that is going to have all of her powers, I assume, but they took care of all these guys, so it's a moot point whether she got all of her powers back or not, just that they don't have them anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting.
This plot line is not the best part of this book. I give this one a 5, honestly. It was okay.
Yeah, alright, yeah. No, I give this one a 6 as well.
Cool.
And now on to the slightly longer reviews. We're starting with issue 2 of Quantum and Woody by Christopher Hastings and Ryan Brown.
Yes. This book is pretty funny.
Yeah, it continues to be pretty funny as once again they're off on some wacky adventure to do some good that Quantum says he had a vision about, even though he's lying.
This whole issue, and the concept in general, but specifically this issue, is such an episode of the Venture Brothers. Because it's like the way they think about being heroes, and we're not contracted by the Heroes Guild, but we've got to go out and do things in order to become noticed, and it's more about building our reputation, and then like the super wacky villains, Dr. Toilet, but it's pronounced Toilet.
Toilet, Dr. Toilet.
And they meet the super competent hero, but then there's like a twist on the super competent hero. Yeah.
Right. I mean, somebody that they knew from the Senate.
Right, which I vaguely remembered.
Yeah, I don't remember her being there.
And this issue also reminded me that, Quantum has force shield powers, and he's like defensive based, and Woody has like energy projection. And that's what their duality is. They don't just both have like the same power set.
Right, yeah, I was unsure of what Woody's powers were up to this point, but it's cool, and I like the way they're learning to use their powers better.
Yes.
You know, I like that kind of thing in stories, and especially Woody's power using his shields to separate the Dr. Toilet from all the people he's controlling when he mixes all the animals together. Into a big thing with like turtle feet, but monkeys are holding up an elephant and they're sitting on the turtles' backs.
It's like he tried to make a Megazord.
It is like he tried to make a Megazord, and those monkeys look like they are struggling to hold up this rhino, alligator, lion.
Oh man, yeah, and they're riding on the backs of turtles. Yes.
Yeah, it's funny, and they do a good job, and it's entertaining, you know.
And you get a whole adventure in each issue so far.
Right, they meet this new guy. He's in and out. Maybe we'll see more of her in the future.
Yes, not a new guy.
Right, not a new guy.
And what's the twist going to be?
Everybody's a man.
Because the omnipresent narrator keeps reminding us that Woody is lying about getting these visions, and something is going to go very badly for them at some point.
I keep getting their names mixed up because I expect Quantum to be the flashier one.
Oh no, Quantum's the serious one. Woody is the guy who looks like his name could be Woody.
That's a good point, but you don't often see Quantum's face.
That's very true, yeah.
But yes, the fact that he's lying, and we don't know how or why.
Yeah, because he was definitely
he's
doing
just lying.
Like when he was getting that like energy thing that was happening to him.
It's prophecy vision that he's lying about.
Yeah, maybe he's actually seeing something different?
Or he's just got some long game going where he knows a lot more. That's what it's starting to feel like to me.
Yeah, he is a damn con artist.
Yeah, but I give this a 7.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7 as well. Pretty entertaining. This, I guess, is going to be, now that we've dropped Bloodshot, our Valiant comic.
I'm fine with that for now.
Yeah, me too. All right, so X-Men issue 7 by Jonathan Hickman and Lionel Francis Yu is the issue that, in my opinion, like really cements. I mean, it's not like it's been that hidden before, but like some really like dark, devious shit is going down that we're unaware of in the backdrop of all this Krakoa stuff for 2 reasons. Number one, that great moment where Cyclops sees Warlock sitting in a chair near Doug Ramsey and the big Krakoa head.
Yeah.
And then he isn't there, but the chair is still there when Cyclops looks back. This is kind of like the first reference I feel like we've seen to that bit during House of X when we saw Doug brush his hand against a leaf and some phalanx tech like attached itself to some of the greenery and was zoomed in on for a panel, so we know it's important.
Right.
So what is the phalanx tech gonna have to do? Also, what the hell is Lionel Francis Yu doing with Cyclops' visor in this issue? Because sometimes it seems like he's trying to like do a Spider-Man eyepiece thing where Cyclops can have facial expressions in the visor line. Sometimes it just looks like he's always sticking it right in the middle, like Cyclops has a sort of a little bubble in the middle of his visor line. And then sometimes it's like way off to the side. So I decided that...
Oh, I didn't even notice that, but...
It's a weird shape, but it's not always a weird shape, and it's not always in the same place. So I decided that what we're supposed to understand is that sort of like a RoboCop or like a Cylon thing.
Cylon, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Where he's got just like a constant ding going.
Or maybe the ball is just whatever direction he's looking in.
That could be it.
Just like, whoop.
Did Krakoa make him a visor that's like liquid metal and just like moves little eye dots so that people know if he's making eye contact with them or not?
That would be interesting.
It's like something he would never mention, but Krakoa figured out, like, oh, what would Cyclops want? Oh, he would want people to know if he was making eye contact with them or not. He's never had that in his life.
Right. It's probably awkward for him.
Because that's hinted at here at the perfect house that Krakoa made for Kurt.
That's a good point. It did make this house for Kurt.
That only Kurt could get into.
Right. And yeah, even Wolverine can't get in there, and it's the perfect place for Kurt.
Right. It's basically like a glowing...
Right. It doesn't explain why it's perfect to him. It's perfect for him.
Oh, no, I'll tell you why it's perfect for him, because Nightcrawler is very Catholic, and that's like literally living in heaven. He's like, there's light chimes and like singing music happening, and it's all bright and like stained glass and high columns, and it's all like
that seems sinister to me.
And even Kurt thinks so, which is
That's
great.
a good point. That is why he's outside.
And now we haven't even mentioned the main thing of this issue, which is the Crucible.
I love the Crucible. Now we're getting back into that crazy mixing sci-fi with destiny and fate and the soul, and that's how it's done.
Right, but this is also, so one, the mutants are super nationalist now.
Oh yeah.
And if you're not a mutant, you are not as good.
Or like allowed.
Or allowed at all, exactly. And now there's this thing where you have to face Apocalypse in battle and fight him well enough that he murders you instead of giving up the battle. And then you can die and be reborn Krakoa style. And this is presented as a solution for the idea that, like, oh, well, if we just tell all the mutants that they can do this, then what's to stop all of the depowered mutants from just committing suicide at the same time?
Right, it would overload the system.
Right.
Can't do it.
Right. And so the solution is basically Apocalypse's, like, finest idea of how he could be spending his time. Like, Apocalypse is loving this more than anybody else.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is bread and butter. Like,
Definitely.
everything that's happening is Apocalypse is getting what he wants. And that is the biggest possible red flag that we could have in this series.
Well,
And
yes.
it's badass. It's
Right,
very Game
that's
of
the
Thrones.
thing, is it's so cool. And the fact that Apocalypse is loving it, and it's a solution to their problems that would require somebody ruthless like Apocalypse to be that person who can kill all these depowered mutants.
And talk smack to them about how... And, like, try to convince them to back down and surrender.
Right, just go live as a human, you weakling.
Yeah.
Nah, it's great. I love it.
It's this is, again, I guess not the second issue. Well, yeah, second issue in a row, because the Mystique one was such a callback to the greatness that was House and Powers of X.
Right. Yeah, we're getting more of that.
And it feels so good to finally feel like we're getting back on track after the weird diversion that was the Lion-wide relaunch.
It's true, but yeah, as long as we're dealing with the fallout from the many lives of Moira Brown and how they're doing it different this time.
McTaggart.
What?
Moira McTaggart.
It's not Brown?
No.
Huh, alright. McTaggart?
yes.
I never heard that name before.
Yeah.
Moira.
Moira McTaggart.
Alright, fine, whatever. I know her as Moira.
Yeah.
Just Moira. But yes, everything that deals with that and how the mutants are now doing different things because mutantdom lost over and over again. Well, I like.
And all they're doing is setting themselves up to lose again. Phalanx shit, biological Nimrods.
Oh yeah, of course.
And we haven't even mentioned the thing I'm almost the most excited about because I cannot wait to see what Jonathan Hickman has Kurt Wagner create as the mutant religion.
Right.
The mutant Nightcrawler is going to start the mutant religion.
Yeah, well, whatever the mutant religion ends up being, I hope there's crusades and Professor X wields his Cerebro sword.
Well, normally I wouldn't think it would
As
be
a
any
prophet.
crusades, but Nightcrawler loves to fucking swashbuckle.
And Professor X has a Cerebro sword.
Oh, the
So, I mean, what could be
Cerebro
better than
sword.
him as, one of the prophets?
I totally forgot about the Cerebro
Well, we
sword.
haven't seen it. We only know about it.
We only know about it.
I give this an 8.
I also give it an 8. It was very good.
Awesome.
Very good.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Moving on, also by Jonathan Hickman, the giant size X-Men Jean Grey and Emma Frost issue. That's by Russell Duderman,
Yes.
who does the art and some of the story, and
Each
Jonathan Hickman, who is also on the story.
Right, which is because most of this comic doesn't have any
right.
script.
Right. This is the one that, yeah. So
Did you-
Storm died.
Did you read Grant Morrison's X-Men?
Yeah.
So do you remember the issue when they have to go into Professor X's mind and it's Jean Grey and Emma Frost in order to try to figure out what's going on with the whole Cassandra Nova thing, and it's this whole silent issue? Because this issue is a huge reference to that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
right down to, in these opening pages, it's like the same panels of the same characters doing the same things, except for in the original one, Jean Grey gave Cyclops a kiss instead of giving Wolverine a kiss in front of Cyclops.
Yes, that was weird. She comes in holding Cyclops' hand, but then lets it go and gives Wolverine a nice smack on the cheek.
Yeah,
There's something going on.
It's happening, man. We didn't talk about it, but in X-Men, like, they're going to go on a family vacation together, all of them.
Right.
Anywho.
Yeah. This is an issue that would be awesome to look at if you were somebody who was on drugs, I assume.
Yeah, it's all very visual art things happening and weird symmetries.
Yeah, it's weird in Storm's brain. There's some lions in there.
Yeah.
There's some snakes that those lions turn into.
She has like her mental guardians are like magic lions that can turn into other animals. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an elephant.
Well, Jean turns since she turns it into an elephant, I think.
She turns it into an elephant
with butterfly wings.
Butterfly wings, yes, which is a cool thing. And yeah, they walk up this endless stairway with all these eyes around. It's a cool thing. But then once they find Storm, and Storm is reborn. They did something. Those resurrection mutants apparently made her part cyborg diseased.
Yeah, it's the what are they called? The children or the chosen or the children of the vault, right?
Yeah, the children of the vault.
Now that's the same.
Oh, right, the children of the vault. I forgot about those children of the vault. I was thinking it was the resurrection mutants were the ones they were referring to here, not those time children.
So the children of the vault are they're agents from that tech thing?
Aren't they the ones that they sent
summoners?
They sent the other mutants into the vault, where it's now not known if they're alive or dead because 500 something years have passed in there.
Got it. Yes, and that's why it's a machine virus. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm there. Now, see, one of the problems is that I'm glad that they have the page at the end. I mean, it's also a callback to the Morrison issue where Jean Grey walks out and is like, Professor X strangled his sister in the womb when they were both still in there, but she survived and is attached to his brain. We need to talk. And so, like, everything there is fully referencing. But here in the art itself, like, I don't feel like you could have figured out that that's what happened without the page explaining it. In the Morrison one, the art does make it clear because it's Frank Whiteley.
Okay.
It's like you could just read it and be like, oh yeah, he shows the children strangling each other. Like, he depicts everything that actually happened. So yes, maybe it's harder to depict somebody getting infected with a machine virus that's going to kill you in 30 days.
Yeah.
But we are where we are. Now, Russell Donnerman's a good artist. This issue was amazing to look at.
It was amazing to look at.
Very good colors, too. Very neon.
Yeah. That's why I give it a 6.
I'm going to give it a 6 as well. It's almost a 7. It's so close. It's so close, but something about it was underwhelming to me.
Well, it only takes a couple of minutes to read.
You gotta focus on those panels, man. Give each one a full 5 seconds.
I got the story enough from giving it the time I did.
Alright, we're gonna cap off today with the 7th issue of Batman Curse of the White Knight, which is like, whoa, a lot happens in this issue.
That's true.
Like, a lot happens. Let me tell you what I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
I don't like this weird burgeoning thing happening between Bruce Wayne and Harleen Quinzel.
I know.
This is very weird. I don't like this even a little. He's kind of fine. Like, it's weird that he's hanging out with her so much, but in general, like, he's acting in character, but I don't like the way that she's very, like, it seems like she's very into him.
I was thinking it's kind of like she's like trying to be motherly to him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's given me the squicks for some reason that I can't even quantify.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is nice that Barbara Gordon isn't going to be permanently paralyzed in this reality.
Yeah, they're always doing that.
Yeah. But yeah, Batman reveals that he's Bruce Wayne and to the general public in a wide broadcast, and says he's going to turn himself in for his crimes because he's discovered all of the corruption that's been done by the various workings of the Wayne Foundation that he's never had time to pay attention to. And he's not even a Wayne, so he's really feeling low.
Yeah.
And he just needs to go kill Azrael first. And he's going to do it in the Tim Burton Batmobile, which is pretty dope. I knew that was going to be the one, too, when they were setting it up. And it's like, there's only one Batmobile left. It's an older model, sir. And I'm like, oh, Sean Murphy, I know which one's your favorite.
Of course. I mean...
Look how much time he spent on this drawing. Look at how perfect it is. Sean Murphy's one of those rare comic artists who really loves to draw automobiles. Most really hate it.
That's funny. But I get it, though.
And then on the panel, double reference to Batman 89 because Batman fucking says, let's get nuts. Are you nuts? Let's get nuts.
Yeah.
So it's dope. And Batman asked for the city if they trusted him to clear the streets for one night before he turns himself in, and he gets out there and it is dead clear.
Oh, yeah.
The city of Gotham trusts him. And he... kind of got me on the last page there because I was like, oh, Azrael's going to be there. It's going to be some sort of last page, like, boom, explosion, somebody standing over somebody else. Here comes the final showdown. But nope, it's...
Batman gets back in his car.
Yeah. Here's where he's going to be, Batman. All right, got it. Let's go.
Yeah. I liked that.
I did like that quite a bit myself. So pretty good. The series is... I don't know if it's quite as good as
it's not
the first one still, but this issue is back up to like the high level that series was at, even if the whole series in general isn't quite.
Right, yeah, what it can be.
Yes. And this cover is super not illustrative of anything going on because it's totally the swashbuckling Wayne and other guy action, and I was like, oh, is there going to be a lot of this in this issue?
None of it.
There's not a single damn page.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
Like, why put this on the cover? Because.
Right. I mean, that is like 90% of covers, truthfully.
Well, yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 7.
I'd also give it a 7.
All right. That's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much to everybody for listening. Thanks, Sam, for talking to me about comics.
Thanks, Max.
And we'll be back in the near future with even more comic reviews.
And remember, home is where the heart is, but the stars are made of latinum.